That's why you gotta know yourself, people.
Know yourself. If you don't define yourself, the world will. I feel like I've always, from a very young age, had the potential to see beyond what was in front of me. But it is, but they sent for me too, so let's not get it twisted, okay? I ain't no, you know. Yeah, I'm not a sucker. I'm a simp. I love hard.
That's hard.
I put love above all. I feel like my purpose is to love. I say that all the time.
The blooper reel about to go down.
Hey, I love her, G. Like,
Oh, shit.
damn, catch me, gang.
That was the blooper. What the hell?
Oh, damn.
Hey y'all, hey, and welcome. If you like what it is that you see, like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow Visionary Price, the amazing visionary behind all of this, and follow myself at Miss We Care. We got more content coming, guys.
Our people need resources, but they get guns instead. Always enough budget to fill prison beds, but never enough to cover therapy for the trauma inside their heads. And the finger that pulled the trigger was only doing what it was taught. Cause Nerf guns and real ones ain't as different as we thought. And ain't it funny how boys learn to hold guns well before they learn to read a clock? How one tick can force a grip to deprive a life of its next talk. This narrative been viral. Cause Toys R Us taught our boys to bussin'. Hip hop culture taught our boys to fussin'. We taught them that if they soft, they sus. So I guess what I'm trying to say is the chalk outline was there well before his body hit the pavement. And we're the ones who put it there.
What's up, y'all? Visionary Price. As y'all can see, we're at the Visionary Place. And we got a visionary. That is crazy. Like,
Pew, pew, pew,
welcome
pew.
home. This is your home, you feel me? Yeah, so this person is dope. Real talk. There's so much I can say. Full-time poet. Went viral. I really want to get into her story, so I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
Peace, y'all. It's Visionary the Poet with Visionary at Visionary's Place. That's wild. If that's not alignment, I don't know what is. But yeah, so I am a full-time entrepreneur right now. I also just graduated law school, so I intend to leverage my experience as an artist to pursue entertainment law and represent people like myself, which I'm excited to do. And I've been full-time poet for a year and a half. Prior to that, I was a teacher. I taught English, which is, you know, pretty aligned with poetry, for 6 years at the high school level. And that's about it. That's me.
I like that. So, for people who may not know you, you did kind of run over, you know, some things about who you are and where you come from. I didn't even know you was a lawyer. I think that's the dopest thing ever. And you was an English teacher. We're going to get into that. So, what was the background like? Like, where are you from?
I'm from Jersey, North Jersey, not the bootlegging part.
Get some shade.
South Jersey is okay, I guess. But yeah, I grew up, I moved around a lot with my single mom, and my dad was incarcerated for much of my childhood, which is actually what got me interested in the law to begin with. I grew up in a family that is just straight love, and because of that, I feel like the compliment I get the most is that I exude love, and I think that's just because I was raised in so much love. And my mom always told me, like, there were times where I was hurting about, like, not having my dad around. And I was just telling T this the other day, but my mom would hold me, pick my chin up, look me in my eyes and say, you would never use this as an excuse. And I got you. And everything you ever need is right here in this home. So no matter how much moving we did or how hard things may have gotten at times, I always felt like there were no excuses and I was loved.
Dope. So would you say your mama was your hero in a way?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like what was that, your overall look over your mom? Like, do you feel like you became her, you know, like the type of person she is, or kind of like what was it about just having a mom that was just so strong? Like, did she take the place of your dad in a way?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like all kids need two parents. I feel like it's impossible to play the masculine and divine feminine energy as one person and one being. My mom was absolutely my superhero. I think I became like her in her work ethic. My mom's hustle is unmatched. I mean, like, she rose to the top of her industry without a degree, and she had a hard lifestyle too. Hard lifestyle growing up. So she lost her mom when she was 14. Her father abandoned her and her other sisters, her three sisters, in the projects. So they raised themselves from at her age 14 and up. And she was always working and she was a hustler. But I think her motto of not making excuses, I've kind of embodied that, and I definitely saw her rise to the top, and I feel like I've always been. So, like, not to brag, but I was always top 5 to 7% as a teacher, and it was performance-based pay. So I was like one of the highest paid teachers in every building I was in. And I think that comes from her for sure. And the nurturing, the loving, like, she poured her whole heart and soul, and money comes and goes for her. Like, the hustle was about something deeper than money for her. And I think in that way too, I'm quick to give money. If somebody's homeless on the street, I'm gonna buy them a meal. I'm gonna be like, what you want to eat? Even if I only got $100 in my bank account right now, I'm gonna still do that, because that's the type of person my mom was. It's like, I'm not holding on to this. I'm using it to love on people. I'm using it to live. I'm using it to pour into my baby, me, and shit like that. So yeah.
Was going through what you was going through, what was your outlet? Was your mom a poet? Like, that's what pushed you there? Like, yeah, you know, how did you see that?
You know, it's kind of interesting, because my mom actually does not feel comfortable with the English language. That was always her weakest subject.
Wow.
But because of that, she sent me to Catholic school my whole life. She wanted me to have the education she never had. She grew up in the hood. So that was her number one priority. In addition to that, she sent me to a learning center after school. So she was working, and I went to a learning center that was literally right behind her job after school. And then I did my basketball, my martial arts, whatever extracurriculars I wanted to do. But I focused a lot on the English language there. So yeah, that wasn't her strong suit. She was always like, can you write this email for me? And things like that. But she definitely made sure that I had it instilled in me.
Okay, it sounded like you had a lot of let-outs. You had sports. I don't even know if you had poetry at this time.
Not poetry, but the English language for sure. Like, people used to always be like, you are so articulate. And my teachers always used to be like, the way you write is incredible. So I was getting those compliments at a young age, but it wasn't poetry. It was just, I don't know. It was just writing. It was storytelling. It was being intentional about the words I was choosing that later turned into poetry.
Did you always know yourself?
No. I think I'm still learning myself right now. I think I know myself more than the average person, to be honest, because I'm not afraid to look deeply within myself, and I'm not afraid to honor all the darkness that I have in me. But there's still days that I'm like, am I who people tell me I am, or am I me? You know what I mean? Am I allowing this external validation on social media determine who I think I am? Is that driving my confidence, or am I confident because I know who I am?
I love that. Because you see, nowadays, people get in these little things of, this is who I am, just because you get some attention or something. Is that really who you are?
Yeah.
For real? Or is it just character you playing? And people
100%.
get stuck on character. Are you a character, or is visionary, this is you? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm partially a character, and I'm partially me. I don't know if that was a question, but yeah. I'm a little bit of both. Like, I go on social media and I highlight the best version of me often. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm showing y'all the loving part, but I'm also not pulling out the camera when I'm having a dark moment. I'm not saying here, when I'm saying here mad and, I can't believe this person, I'm not showing you that side. So, yeah, I'm partially.
What do you do in them dark moments, though? Like, how do you get it back?
Most of the time, I feel like I'm able to just sit there. Like, if I'm having a disagreement with someone, most of the time, I'm able to say, I'm really not feeling you right now. So I'm going to take a moment to figure out what it is that's bothering me, and then I'm going to come back to this conversation. Another thing I feel is I like to go inward, so I like to see what it is that I'm feeling. Because a lot of times in my past, I had an issue with anger, where I would just lash out and say things I didn't mean, do things I didn't mean, and then later it was hard to look at myself because I'm like, I can't believe I said that shit. That's not me.
Yeah.
That was dark. That was mean. I love this person. How could I do that? So, I definitely try to sit with what it is that I'm feeling now and try to identify it, because I think a lot of us walk around not knowing what we're feeling.
Ooh.
Like, am I hurt or am I mad? Am I embarrassed that this person did this and made me look this way? Or do I really think this of you? Do I feel like, you know, abandonment right now? Like, if you go out and do this thing, is that going to make me feel abandoned? Or am I actually mad at this action for the reason I told you I was mad? You know what I mean?
That's good, especially in relationships, right? You can be mad at somebody for the smallest thing, but it's really a grand scheme behind it. Like, I'm mad because you did this, but I ain't gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you, you know what I'm saying, the little shit you did, but really, I'm mad at the overall thing.
100%. Like,
facts.
When you, we were just talking about some example like this, but when you posted that thing, and I'm like, you have me out here looking crazy by doing that. What do I really mean by that? What I mean is, I'm hurt because I feel like some people may have the perception that you're not out here honoring me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel silly now.
Right.
Things like
Overall,
that.
it's the silliness. It ain't what you did.
Yeah.
What you did, but it's also the why. Facts.
Yeah.
So, fast forward, right? You pick up a notebook and you start writing. What was that? Like, do you remember your first poems?
Yeah, it was terrible. I was embarrassed when I look back at it now. I'm like, that shit was buns. But people supported it because it was real. So I think that's my brand, is authenticity. I'm
preaching authenticity as well. You feel me? This nature, it's about authentic. Like, I don't like that fake shit. For real.
Not at all. Yup.
Facts. So, I don't mean to cut your wisdom.
I like that phrasing, by the way. I don't mean to cut your wisdom. So my first one was journaling about some traumatic event. And when I journaled about it and like later read it back, I'm like, this is just kind of fire. Like, it was like a story, and it was colorful, and it was relatable, and I knew that people had gone through similar traumas and would relate. So I shared it I'm in a sorority. I shared it at one of my events.
What sorority?
LTA, Lambda Theta Alpha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, is that, I don't, AK?
Latin sorority.
Oh, okay, I'm the kind of, my girl is Sigma, you feel me? So I be in that world. I didn't go to school, but I be in that world. I got a homie that's a Kappa, and I got her, she's Sigma.
Though we love, at Penn State, we love the Alphas, the Kappas, they lit, yes.
I bet. Okay, cool, so.
So, I forgot what I was saying.
I'm gonna stop cutting.
I shared it.
Oh, there you go.
I shared it at that event. People came up to me crying and like just pouring their whole heart out, and I was like, damn, I should do more of this. Like, I should share more of me with the world. But there was a level of discomfort, like sharing something that personal outside of that event, because like I was with my sisters, it was intimate, so I never really went that deep again, but still deep enough to where I'm being authentic and people can relate to what I'm saying.
After that moment, was it a consistency of performing?
No. It didn't become consistent until about three years ago.
3 years ago.
And then 2 years ago is when, almost 2 years ago, I decided to leave my job. And shortly after, God affirmed my decision with a viral video. So the open mic that T was talking about, I was actually their first viral poet. Their first, like, basically, first poem that blew up the platform.
Ever.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And
you feel me?
Yeah.
That's dope.
It is. I look back at that sometimes. I'm like, that's crazy. If that wasn't God trying to say something, I don't know what is. Because it was mutually beneficial, right? Like, his platform got way more followers than me, even though I was the poet, because naturally it's on his page. But the thought of like, wow, this is the first time I could see my work visibly reaching this many people, now I feel affirmed. Now I feel like I'm right on time. So
we gonna get there, but you said something key. You quit your job first, then you went viral.
Then,
usually people go viral, then quit their job.
Yeah.
So how do you even know that was coming? Like, you had to have some type of faith.
I didn't. I put enough money aside to where I was like, if I make $0 for the next 6 months, I'll still be straight. I can pay my bills and I can rest my head. Then shit started to get a little murky. And I was like, do I still want to keep doing this? But what I noticed is right when I was about to go under, God always blessed me. Like there was always some big opportunity right when I was getting ready to go under. Like, and that's how it's been for almost 2 years now. Yep. So I just believe that things work themselves out.
That's a fact. So it's about to be my 2nd year moving here.
From where?
Chicago.
Oh yeah.
From Chicago. Yeah. So
how do you like it?
I love it out here. I really think it was meant for me. I can't explain it. Like when I first moved here, I told my brother, I'm about to move to Houston with you. He had a 2-bedroom and the other room was unoccupied. I'm like, I'm moving here. I had no clue how I was gonna do it. I had a whole life in Chicago. I was full-time with photography and videography, full-time. I had a studio, I had everything, you feel me? But I'm like, it's something else, I feel it. And then I drove down here. I had no clue what I was finna do, how I was gonna do it. But on my way here, I didn't have the address. I just knew it was Houston. My brother sent me the address. You was just driving? I just drove.
Wow.
I knew it was Houston, but I didn't know the address. My brother sent me the address on my way here. Guess what the address was?
What?
1111.
Damn.
That's what it started with. 1111. I'm like, oh shit.
You know what's crazy? We're staying at 1111 right now.
No cap.
Swear to God.
Alignment.
I'm feeling like maybe I'm supposed to move here. I don't know.
Hey, just keep listening. You know, intuition. But yeah, I was on my way here. It's 1111. The zip code 777. I'm like, if this ain't God. So I kept moving around, you know, in Houston. And like you say, I was going under. But every time I was on my way to go under, somebody booked me. Somebody do something to help me keep going, you feel me? I'm like, damn, this is perfect. Like,
won't God do it?
You know, for a fact. All faith, no fear.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's beautiful. Going viral, right? Once you do that, what's the first thing that you see happen?
Within myself or outside of me?
For everything, the experience.
First thing is people naturally gravitate to you. They see that other people are watching and now you have their attention too. They want to reach out. They want to connect with you. I think partially because that's how we are as humans. Like we see something popping off. We see Crocs popping off. Even though initially I'm like, those are ugly. But I see everybody wearing them. And now I'm like, okay, like what do they see in them, right? So now I want to see what they see in them. The other thing internally, I started to get an ego boost and I had to check myself on that. So I actually checked out of social media for a second when I noticed my mindset shifting. Because just like I don't want for anyone's criticism to dictate who I think I am, I also don't want their positive feedback to dictate who I think I am. I want to remain grounded. You can't know yourself if you're allowing for external things to define you. So, yeah, I had to take a step back because immediately I started to think I'm her.
You are. But but
in a different way.
Yeah, you gotta balance it though. You know what I'm saying? You gotta still recognize that we in nature and shit can happen. You know what I'm saying? You could fall off real quick, but it's a balance.
But the thing is, if you always connect your I'm her to these likes, these views, these follows, then when that's not there, you're not gonna think you're her. And also, I gotta know that I'm her before all that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's artificial. You know what I'm saying? Like with the external views of who they think you are is artificial.
100%.
That's why you gotta know yourself, people.
Know yourself. If you don't define yourself, the world will. And
you know what we defined ourselves as? Visionaries.
That's crazy. That's tough. I never met another visionary. Have you?
Yeah. No, I haven't. Why you gravitate to that name?
Because I feel like I've always, from a very young age, had the potential to see beyond what was in front of me. Always. Like, I would literally see this beat down room and be like, wow, there's so much potential here. And another person next to me would be like, what the fuck, like that?
Yeah.
But ugly, like, ew. So, yeah. How about you?
For me, it was more so, same thing, seeing before everybody else see it. You get laughed at, you get teased, like, you slow, what you doing? Fun fact, just recently, I went on a 30-day all fruits and vegetable cleanse.
I love that.
Facts. People was laughing at me, all that, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you eating fruit. We at the 4th of July. He finna eat some fruit. Give him some grapes. They laughing.
Yeah.
I felt amazing, but cause I knew the bigger thing. They kept handing me chicken. Nah, I know what I'm doing is I'm holding it down. You feel me? And once I get through this, I'm gonna be able to tell my experience and bring more people in. Fun fact, I never told nobody this. I don't even think I should share this, but I just found out, you know, my dad got cancer. You feel me? So he's one of them. He's stubborn as a motherfucker. He ain't trying to listen to nothing. But I think if I can show him it's a better way, he'll follow. So I'm like, this first it started off as me, but then I'm like, damn, this deep. Like my daddy can come, you know, the result of this will help my dad. So yeah, it's about seeing what's unseen.
Yeah.
And everything, if you look around us, started with a thought. Period.
Yep.
That bag, that shirt you designed, it wasn't even a thing until you thought it.
Yeah.
We all visionaries.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I definitely think our parents follow our footsteps as we get older. We see them as superheroes, like you asked me growing up. Then you get older and you start to realize, like, wow, this whole time my mom was just holding it down. Because she actually isn't a superwoman. And like now I've had that experience when my mom struggles with her mental health now. And I went to therapy first and then she followed.
Exactly.
So
I love you said that. That's it's the truth. First, when we growing up, they are a superhero. But then when we start learning and growing and things like that, now they relying on us. I kind of think that's how it's supposed to go sometimes. You know, it feel weird like, damn, my mom was taking care of me, now I'm taking care of her. I want it like that, honestly, but it feel kind of different. Like, it's a whole change. I don't know about you. I'm going to let you talk. You know, I don't want to get long-winded.
nah, I appreciate the, you know, the back and forth, yeah.
So, I grew up the youngest child, right? So I just grew up seeing everybody. Everybody was my hero, my whole family, you know what I'm saying? But now it's changed, you feel me? And just coming from that is eye-opening. Like you go from looking up to, you know, not looking down, but you.
I see I'm looking at you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, are you?
That's kind of like a heartbreaking moment too. Because it's like you were always here and now I'm like, damn, how do I learn to like love this side of you?
Yeah.
This version of you.
Yeah. But you do it because not even out of just your family, it's like care and love. You remember what they did for you. So how was it for your perspective? Is it like you kind of hurt by it, or you like, hey, let's go, let's keep this going?
Hurt by it, for sure.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So part of where these teas came from.
Amazing. Can you talk about that? First of all, what did it say?
Heal so your kids won't have to.
Your whole brand is around this, and I'm just bringing it up. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
What did that mean for you?
It means that a lot of us are walking around with baggage that never belonged to us in the first place. And we grow up and we often don't question what we've been taught. We often don't question why we move the way we move, why we can't identify anger within ourselves. And so a lot of my journey, and this bloomed out of a toxic relationship actually, which we're friends now and we both have done the work, and it's so dope to see like where we've gone in terms of our conscientiousness. But when I was with her, I was always pointing my damn finger. And I was always like, she brings this side out of me. Like she was very unhealed. But the reality is, when you're in a toxic relationship, one, you're choosing to be there. Off rip, that's your fault. You did that. You can't blame anybody else for your toxic relationship because you chose to stand there. Secondly, a lot of time, people can't be toxic by themselves. So you're being toxic too. Yeah. So when I got out of that relationship, I started to realize, I started to sit with my own thoughts. I started to meditate more. I started to observe a lot of my thought patterns, and I realized that I was the problem, or at least a huge part of it. So it was only then that I started to break down, well, where does this come from? Like my anger thing. Where does this anger pattern come from? Why do I do it? And a big part of it was because that's how I saw anger in the home. And even though my mom did the absolute best she could, she was a phenomenal mom. And given all her traumas, I can't believe how outstanding of a mother she was. You know what I mean? But these are things that she hadn't dealt with, and so they got passed on to me. And so I say this to say, really do the work. Really sit and look at yourself and figure out where there's a disconnect, and then heal it, so you don't pass it on to your partner, you don't pass it on to your friend, you don't pass it on to your kid. So yeah,
The work is hard though.
it's hard as fuck.
Yeah.
And it's not cute. Like, it's healing is glorified on social media now. Everybody sees this.
It ain't all deep breaths and
It's
meditation.
yeah, nah, it's ugly. It's crying, it's realizing that you're in a hurt place, it's lashing out and then being like, fuck, why did I do that? I'm supposed to be this healed person now, you know?
Yeah. And for me, it was accountability. Take your accountability. Like, you cause most of the things that happen to you. You know
100%.
what I'm saying? We do it unconsciously. Some of this, it was passed down, but who gonna stop it? You gonna keep on having this cycle go?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's about healing. You know what I'm saying? And you talked about love. You talked about your relationship. Was that where baggage claim come from?
Yes,
Before you say that, so she has a poem. I don't know if that one actually went viral.
it is.
Yeah, she got 2 viral poems that I'm familiar with. She got Baggage Claim, and we're gonna talk about the other one. That's real special. But Baggage Claim, did it come from that situation of
Yes.
healing? It was literally that.
Yeah.
Dope.
She asked me too. She was like, was that piece about me? I was like, it was inspired by you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's dangerous being in a relationship with a visionary and a poet, because you can become a poem.
On God. T has a saying, he says, nobody dies in poetry.
Yeah.
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 We're going to keep you alive, whether it's good or bad.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Nah, that's amazing. Okay, so was it the first one to go viral, or was it the second? Or
Second.
okay, bet it up. Okay, you love a lot. I can tell you are a loving person. You even said it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't never heard
I
nobody
love
call
love.
themselves a simp, though. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Ain't nothing wrong with
it is what it is, but they sent for me too, so let's not get it twisted, okay? I ain't no, you know, yeah, I'm not a sucker. I'm a simp. I love hard.
That's
I
hard.
put love above all. I feel like my purpose is to love. I say that all the time.
That's dope. What do that mean, though?
It means my purpose is to be here and to exude love. It means I'm here to, when I see a beautiful person, to be like, you're very beautiful.
Yeah, nature is naturing right now.
What the hell kind of animals y'all got out here? That shit sound like an old man.
Some type of frog. I don't know what that was.
Oh, man. Hey, yo. You a
It's church for me this morning. Yeah, I'm dying out here.
Next time you come out here, make next time
I
you come
know.
out here, make sure you bring a little sweat towel. You feel me?
I know. I'm sitting here.
Good conversation. Wrap it up so you can get these pieces.
Yeah. Weird.
Got you. All right, cool. So, Simp Garden.
Simp Garden.
Yeah, Simp Garden. I think, why do you feel like so many people can relate to that?
Because people love love. Deep down, everybody wants to be loved and everybody wants to feel love. Whether, you know, there's different reasons why people don't, right? I'm scared, or I don't trust people, or whatever. All that comes down to fear. Or you were just loved incorrectly and you don't necessarily know how to attract a wholesome love or a wholesome person.
You said
But-
something in the beginning. You said you was raised in love. A lot of people raised in survival.
Survival
You
mode.
feel me? So,
There's this artist out of Philly, Kid with the Gift, Lena L. She says you can tell who comes from love and who comes from survival mode.
that's a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not going to go down that way, but I'm going to just let you know I definitely dealt with people who was in a survival mode. You know what I'm saying? Even sometimes I go into survival mode. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a necessary evil. You feel me? What do you think about that part? Like,
Necessary evil?
yeah, have you ever had to guard yourself? Because you can't just love freely.
My fault.
You're good.
You said necessary evil. That shit started purging out of me. Evil where? Oh, man.
That was a good one. So yeah, what do you feel like sometimes you do gotta guard that because you can't? It's hard to be so loving all the time. You know the negative things that come with just loving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. I think for the most part, if I want to love someone, I'm gonna love them. Period. And we don't love to receive love in return. So I love with no expectations. If I like this person aligns with me, it feels good, I'm gonna give my love and take whatever chance I gotta take because I'm not loving with restrictions or with attachment to an outcome. So that's one. But I am selective in who I choose to love, for sure, because not everything aligns with me. So if it doesn't align with me, then yeah.
Yeah, this just won't work.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I just got lost for a second. Goddamn. What's my next question? Oh, got you. Where did Simp Garden come from? We know where Baggage Claim come from, but where did Simp Garden come from?
My most recent partner.
Yeah.
Just like she made me feel things that I haven't felt in a long time.
Yeah.
So
why didn't it work out?
I won't say it didn't work out because I feel like we're gonna make our way back to each other. But in this season, she has some healing to do, and that doesn't align with where I'm at because I've done the work. And so, as patient as I was willing to be, it started to feel like I wasn't receiving what I know I would like to receive in this season. She was a phenomenal lover, but she has to love herself better in order to love me better.
So you decided to let it go.
For now.
You know that's love though, right? Just
it
let
is.
things go.
Yeah.
If it's gonna come back, it'll come back. Especially if you come back healed, then you know what I'm saying? Yeah, two whole
100%.
people make things better and bigger to me. So yeah, dope.
Yeah.
Did you always like females? Like, was this always a feeling? Like, what?
Yeah, my first crush, I was in the 2nd grade.
Yeah.
She was in the 6th grade. I loved her.
Facts. Okay.
I was like, I didn't know what I was feeling, but I just always wanted to be around her. My best friend was her younger brother. So I was always at their house. Her name was Tammy. Shout out Tammy.
Shout out Tammy.
My best friend's name was Edwin. I'm cracking up if they ever see this. But like, yeah, I was always around and I used to just get butterflies around her. And like, I was with him, but I like wanted to be around her. So yes, this was always me.
So it was never a thing with male. It's just.
I find men physically attractive. I have had sex with men, but it just, I was never able to like love a man. You know, emotionally.
Do you know what that is, or do you know like why it just not you for you or something?
I just think I'm a lesbian.
Okay,
honestly.
Yeah, you got it. Hey, look.
The blooper reel about to go down.
Hey, I love her, dude. It's like,
Oh shit!
damn, catch me, gang.
That was a blooper. What the hell?
That nigga almost failed.
Brandon said, "What the hell?"
Hell.
All right, I'm a professional. Don't fool now. A professional. All right.
Come on, baby Mary, please.
Yeah, you.
Alrighty.
Whew. At the end of the day,
Please include that part in the video.
I got you. At the end of the day, I really.
You got. I'm so sorry, but you gotta fix your shirt. It's
Yeah,
like.
please, thank you. All right. Make sure I'm right. You feel me? All right.
Yeah, I'm saying.
At the end of the day, I really hope y'all got to know Visionary the Poet. Dope person. We went through her whole story, and I think it's even more dope that when she comes back, we got even more to talk about because she got so many layers to her. You feel me? We didn't even talk about TEDx, the T-Mobiles, things, people you've been working with. You feel me? But you want to talk about that real quick?
Nah.
Cool. I like that. So make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Visionary Place. I'm Visionary Price. Today, I'm not the only visionary here. You feel me? So make sure y'all, like,
Comment, subscribe, follow.
all that. Fuck it. And we tapping out. It's been a dope episode.